I have been awful at vlogging the past few days. I think it might have been 4 days now. I'm pretty sure the last video I would have uploaded would have been maybe arriving at Twizel and doing the hot tubs and things like that. I think that happened on Sunday and it's now Thursday. So, I mean, I've completely lost track of all days of the weeks and times and everything, but I'm pretty sure that was on Sunday and it is now Thursday. So I thought I would start this vlog by quickly recapping what I've done over the past few days. So on Monday, we had a really chill morning in Twizel. We went to a little cafe that was nearby, like where we were staying, and then in the afternoon we drove up to Mount Cook. So that was really cool. I was feeling really tired on this day, so I didn't actually do that much of a long walk. I think you can do like various different walks at Mount Cook, but I only did like the half-an-hour short walk, which is essentially to like a bridge and back. But that was really cool, and the actual car ride to Mount Cook was really cool. We got some really cool pictures. I think I just said cool about 15 times. We got some cool pictures of us like in the middle of the road with like mountains in the background and things. So the actual journey was nice in itself, and then obviously seeing Mount Cook was incredible. And then I think it was like an hour drive there, so then we drove back to where we were staying in Twizel and we cooked dinner that evening. We just cooked pasta. It was like one of the first few cooked meals we've had this trip that hasn't been like a takeaway, which surprisingly I actually really craved and I have missed. So we just cooked pasta, and then we finally opened the bottle of bubbly that we got for my mum's birthday, so that was really nice. And then we just had a chill evening in. I actually did film some stuff on this day, so I might insert all those clips that I filmed here. And then on Tuesday we had to leave the place we were staying in Twizel and we drove to Lake Tekapo, I'm pretty sure it's called. I feel like I'm mispronouncing all of the place names that I'm going to, but I'm pretty sure it's called Lake Tekapo, where we had a very different accommodation to what we have been having for this most of the trip. Like, we've been quite lucky with the places we've been staying at, but this was more like camping style. So we had like a little cabin and like shared toilets, shared kitchen and things like that. And it was in a really good location because it was literally like on the lake. I'm not sure if there's really much to Lake Tekapo other than like the lake itself. We had originally booked to stay here because we had booked to go on like a stargazing evening thing. It sounded amazing. It was like one of the few things we'd booked before our trip, and you basically go and they like tell you all the stars that you can see, and it's really clear, and you can go in like hot pools and like lie down in the water and see the stars. I don't know, it sounded amazing, but unfortunately the weather was not on our side and it was like drizzly and super cloudy, so we wouldn't have been able to see anything. So we ended up having to cancel that. So that whole day pretty much I just chilled. I don't know why I'm feeling so tired, but I just relaxed. I read my book, I edited lots of videos, I just chilled in the little cabin we had. I actually fell asleep at like 4 p.m, so I don't think I would have survived the like 12 p.m. stargazing trip anyway. So that was really nice, and we cooked dinner that evening as well, but I don't think I actually filmed anything from this day. And then yesterday, because we only had one night booked in Lake Tekapo, we drove our car up to Christchurch, and I think it was like a 3-hour drive. We stopped at a petrol station and got some really good vegetable korma pies, which I ate too much of and I ended up feeling really ill. Story of my life. But yeah, we had a good drive up to Christchurch, where we sadly had to drop off our rental car that we've been having for the past week, which was so sad. And then we went to our place that we were staying at that evening, which was just another little motel place in Christchurch. We didn't again have really that much time. By the time we arrived it was like 5 p.m. and everyone was feeling quite tired, so me and my sister literally just went to the supermarket and then came back. We ordered pizza, which was so good. It was from a place called Hell's Pizza, which I think they have multiple, because I know that they had one in Auckland, so I don't know how many they have across New Zealand, but it was such good pizza. We created our own, and it came with vegan nuggets and they had vegan cheese, and they weren't stingy with the toppings, which is always the worst. So that was really, really good, and I had half left over today that I could have for lunch, which was nice. Like, that is always the best part of ordering pizza, is the leftovers the next day. So then that leads me to today. I'm currently looking quite bedraggled. I'm sat on a bunk bed in the place that we're staying at this evening. We got the Transalpine Express, I think it's called. Basically a train that goes across the South Island. No, that might not be right. Oh, I'm awful at this, I should know. Basically it's like a scenic train, and we got it to here, which is Arthur's Pass. Most people only come here for like a few hours to do like a hike or something. We've actually got 2 days here, which is going to be interesting because there is not a lot here. Literally it's like hikes, there's 2 cafes and an information centre, and then a couple of like hostels where we're staying. So that's going to be interesting. I've read a lot of my book today. It's currently like, I think it's 3 o'clock. Yeah, it's just gone 3. We couldn't check into this place until 2, so we've spent the whole morning. The train arrived at like 10 to 11 I think. I ate my leftover pizza pretty much as soon as we arrived, and then we've just been sat in a cafe trying to keep warm for the rest of the morning. It is actually freezing here, and I have not packed the correct clothes for this kind of weather because I was expecting it to be so warm all the time. So I think that's going to be a little bit of an issue. I'm a little bit chilly, but tonight I think I'm just going to stay in the hostel. I'm going to read my book, I'm going to do some editing. I've really got into my book that I'm reading at the moment. I've like almost finished it and I only started it yesterday. And then I think tomorrow we might go on a hike or something if the weather holds out, because I think it's forecast rain. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen and we can go on a nice little scenic hike. But yeah, that is a little update of what I've been up to for the past few days. I'm going to continue this vlog from now until probably when we get back from Arthur's Pass, depending on how much I film. I feel like I've already rambled for quite a long time, so I'm going to end this clip here and I'm going to go back to the little hostel lounge and carry on reading my book. Good morning. I didn't end up filming very much yesterday at all. I'm pretty sure the only thing I filmed was the chocolate strawberries we had in the evening. Basically, I spent the whole day reading my book and I finished it, which I'm so happy about. They have like a little book exchange thing here, so I think I might go to that a little bit later and swap it for another one. Once I start a book, I read it really quickly. Like, I'm pretty sure I only started that book the day before yesterday and then finished it yesterday. But then it's actually getting into a book that I always struggle with. So I'm actually really loving the fact that on this holiday I've had the chance to read, because that is something I don't do very often at home. This morning it's currently like 11 o'clock. I'm just headed to a cafe. I'm going to chill there for a couple of hours and use their Wi-Fi. And then I'm going to go back to the hostel, have some lunch, and then hopefully go on a little walk after that somewhere. They have like some really beautiful waterfalls. I don't think you're going to be able to see it behind me, but they have quite a few waterfalls here where you can go and do walks to. So I'm hoping that in a few hours time it is still nice and dry and I can go do one of those walks. I think it's forecast to rain, so I'm a little bit worried. I feel like the longer I leave it, the higher chance it's going to be a very wet walk. So we will see. I'm going to go to the cafe now, get myself a drink, and then fingers crossed it is still dry after lunch and I can do a nice walk. I have fueled up on instant noodles and the Wi-Fi, and I'm now out doing a walk, already out of breath because I'm currently walking uphill. I'm literally like in the middle of the woods. We're doing the Arthur's, I think it's just called the Arthur's Pass walking track or something, I don't know, something like that. It's basically as long as you make it. I think the actual lookout point is after 1 hour and 35 minutes and then you have to walk back, but we're just going to attempt to do as much as we can before it rains. It is now the next day and I'm currently at the train station. We're about to leave Arthur's Pass. It's quite windy, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to hear me, but at least it is sunny today. I'm literally so happy that the sun has come out. It is so nice and so warm, and I'm just hoping it stays like this for the rest of the day. Our plan now is to get on the train and we're headed to a place called Moana, and then we get off there, we have a couple of hours, and then we get back on the train and we go all the way back in the opposite direction and get off at Christchurch, which is where we have a night tonight, and then we're getting a bus somewhere else tomorrow. I'm not really sure what kind of stuff is at Moana. I'm pretty sure it's got a lake, so I'm really hoping the weather stays like this so we can have a nice little walk around the lake. Like I said, we've only got a couple of hours before we actually have to get back on the train, so I just hope it's sunny for those 2 hours, because while we're on the train, I'm pretty sure we've got like 5 hours on a train today, which is a little bit mad, but it is like a really nice train journey. It's beautiful scenery, and on the way here, because it was quite like wet and drizzly, it wasn't like the nicest, so hopefully on the way back we'll see everything in the sunshine and it will look a lot nicer. It is now the next day, and yesterday was a little bit of a fail. Like I mentioned, we were planning on getting off at a place called Moana and then getting back on to go all the way back to Christchurch, but then the weather didn't stay as nice as it was in the morning and it started pouring, and we just didn't see the point in getting off at Moana because there wasn't anything there other than like a couple of places, and I think we would have ended up being stuck in the rain for a few hours, which just would have been a bit miserable. So we ended up staying on the train all the way until its last stop, which is Greymouth. We got off there, we had like 30 minutes to have a quick wander around, and then got on the train back all the way to Christchurch. So we pretty much spent the entire day on the train, like from 10:30 until 6:30 at night. So it was still really cool. It was really nice seeing all the scenery, and I just kind of like watched some Brooklyn Nine-Nine I downloaded and enjoyed the view. Yeah, it wasn't kind of what we had planned to do, so I feel like this vlog in general has been a little bit of a fail. Didn't really end up doing much, but I feel like Arthur's Pass was a little bit of like a retreat. Just chilled for the few days we were there, and it was actually quite nice. I feel like it was very much needed. But I am going to end this vlog here, so I hope you enjoyed, even though it was a little bit of a fail. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!